Today we are going to talk about 8 mistakes that entrepreneurs make, and this results in very costly repercussions. But as entrepreneurs, we are always learning, and some mistakes, especially without mentorship, it's just a matter of trial and error. So, what are these mistakes? Number one, wasted resources. You find us investing in unnecessary equipment and consultants without planning. I can remember the time I got a consultant as to help me out with my marketing. And I ended up spending a lot of money, which was not really worth it. At the end of the day, we never moved forward at all. So when we are investing in this unnecessary equipment, and as I'm talking now, I even have equipment that I've never used, but I spent thousands and thousands of Kenyan shillings to purchase them. So as an entrepreneur, before you purchase an equipment or invest on a consultant, you have to plan so that will this help me in this place, or is it not worth it? And then number two, not hiring a legal person. And this is the last thing that comes to our minds, a legal person. We usually look at the lawyers as very costly when you're starting a business. But yes, at the end of the day, when you look at it without a legal person, it is very costly. As for me, I discovered it was very costly for me. And I remember being advised to get a legal person on retainer, and I was looking at it like this is a waste of money. But in the long run, I understood because you need a legal person for contracts. You need a legal person when you for a lease when you're getting a lease on an office space. You need a legal person in case of any conflict with the suppliers or with the client. They are always handy in this business space. But at that time, we never think that this would happen to us. We are always starting business with that optimism that there will be no legal issues in the business. So when you're starting a business, I would advise from my experience, get a legal person and put him on retainer before the business grows and you're able to put a legal person in the business. And then number three, not hiring an accountant. When you're starting a business, we never even think about an accountant. And this is very necessary because from day one, we have to work on our taxes. The government does not expect us not to pay taxes immediately we start a business. So the calculation is necessary, the bookkeeping is necessary, so that as we are working on this, we know what we owe the government, and also we know what we are supposed to pay ourselves. And I know when you're starting a business, usually we do not separate our personal expenses from the business expenses. And this is where the accountant becomes very handy because they are able to advise us on these steps. And this would help us in the long run. And yet we avoid this, we believe we are good at doing our maths, not knowing. It catches up with us in the long run. Then number four, hiring based on CVs. And I'm telling you, most of these CVs, they lie. I would rather you hire true believers who believe in your vision and who have a good attitude, and they'll help you build your business. So the CVs, as much as you find somebody who has a lot of skills, but the attitude is bad, and especially for an SME, it is very important for somebody who believes in your vision. But this is somebody who will help you grow. So we leave the CVs for the corporate who have nothing to lose. For the SMEs, even one person who has a bad attitude will bring your business down. And this has happened for me too. And then number five, cash flow. As money comes in, we tend to invest more in assets and forget about emergencies. Because in this space, we do not know what would happen. Nature or even political interference. Because I remember when COVID-19 happened, I didn't have any cash flow in place. And this was very costly for me because at the end of the day, I could not even manage to pay employees. I could not even manage to pay rent. I could not even manage to pay the loans because I did not have that emergency money for such kind of disasters. So always think of an emergency cash when you're when money is coming into the business, regardless of which space you are in. And then number six, let's look more at value. We tend to look more at profits and not value. And this affects us in terms of pricing. Because when you look at value, we'll be able to, I would rather you charge more of the price, but to provide value to your clients and value to our suppliers and value to the team. Because if we look at profits, it could be just a small markup, and we believe, yes, we are getting profit, so we really do not need anything more. But at the end of the day, are you able to employ your employees and pay them well? At the end of the day, are you serving your clients well? Are you able to put in a good system in place, good equipment in place to serve your employees, your clients that they to the best that you can? So if you focus on value more than profits, I believe this is possible. And then number seven, going cheap. And this happens because of competition. We feel like if we charge lower than our competitors, we'll get more clients. But is it worth it? Because the business ends up struggling to survive because whatever they're charging is not able to cover up their overhead. You pay your team cheap, they get frustrated. If you don't serve your clients well, they get frustrated and they move on. In the name of getting more and more clients, in the name of charging less than the competitor, for me, I don't believe that is worth it. And then number eight, investing in unrelated business because money is coming in. And this is very common. It also happened to me. When money was coming in, yes, I invested in other businesses thinking that I'm spreading my wings. But when these other businesses failed, I lost it big time. There was lost time, there was the neglect of this main business because I was focusing on other things. And this made the first business stagnant. It never grew. So there was lost time, I lost money, and I got really frustrated. So was it really worth it? I don't think so. I think you can only invest in the other business when this business is growing and you are now working out of the business, not in the business. The business is able to run without you. Then you can focus on other businesses that you're passionate about. But now, if this business has not grown, I would rather invest in things that will related to this business to help it scale up and be able to serve our wider customer base. So if you can only make these eight mistakes right, then I believe things would work out right. And that's what I'm working on as I'm continuing on my journey on being an entrepreneur.